Well, in case you don't know, we are on to the Career Hub segment of Business Edge, and it is powered by the African Talent Company. And we are actually looking at successful talent employer matching in Africa. Joining me is Gabriel Gab-Umoden, who is the Chief Marketing Officer, the African Talent Company. It's quite good, nice to have you join us on the show, Gabriel.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Now, what is the current state of talent to employer matching in Africa? And what would you say are the challenges when it comes to finding the right talent for the kind of job needed in terms of the prospects for that business in Africa?
So the current state of talent to employer matching in Africa varies across the continent, but overall, they tend to overlap. So one of the biggest challenges is the skills gap between job seekers and the requirements of available jobs. So many job seekers lack the education, training, and experience needed to meet the demands of the modern industries. At the same time, many employers struggle to find candidates with the right skills, particularly in fields such as technology, engineering, and healthcare. There's also a huge challenge around relevance. While job boards do a great job of advertising vacant roles, employers get a huge influx of applicants and find it very difficult or time-consuming to ascertain who are the best candidates for the roles. Thirdly, I think the high level of informality in many African economies is also a challenge. Many jobs are in the informal sector, which makes it difficult for employers to find qualified candidates and for those job seekers to find formal employment opportunities, as most job boards do not have these roles. And finally, I think there are challenges related to infrastructure and technology. Many African countries have limited internet access, low digital literacy rates, which makes it difficult for employers and job seekers to actually connect online. In addition, the use of technology for recruitment and job matching is still relatively new in most parts of Africa, which means that there's a lack of familiarity with these tools amongst both employers and job seekers.
All right, okay, go ahead, please.
Overall, I think while there are some platforms and initiatives that are aimed at improving this matching in Africa, there are still significant challenges that need to be addressed if we want to create a more efficient and effective job market.
All right, so we're going to take a look at what needs to be done in terms of upping the ante and combating the challenges as regards matching the right talent for the right job. But earlier on, you talked about the issue of skills gap. And I'd like to know what you think the government, private sector companies and the educational institution can do to bridge the gap in terms of knowledge acquisition, educational acquisition, and of course, the necessary skills needed for a candidate to be well prepared for a particular kind of job that he or she is hoping for based on the person's career choice?
Perfect. There are several ways here. I think first, government needs to build partnerships, right, with the private sector companies and the educational institutions to create relevant job training programs that meet the needs of employers. All right, these programs can provide job seekers with the skills and experience needed to fill available positions, while also now giving the employers access to a pool of qualified candidates. These educational institutions can also provide career counseling and placement services to help job seekers find the right opportunities. Second, I think the government can work with the private sectors to promote the already existing centralized job boards and candidate databases so that it's easier for employers and job seekers to connect. Thirdly, I think the government can also create policies and programs that encourage entrepreneurship and support the growth of small and medium-sized enterprises. This can definitely create more job opportunities for job seekers while also providing a nice platform for employers to find the talent that they need to grow their businesses. I think this has been mentioned before, but I think government can also invest in digital infrastructure to improve internet access and just general connectivity across the continent and across the countries. It just makes that so much easier for employers and job seekers to connect online while also promoting the growth of digital industries.
All right. Earlier on, you talked about deficiency in the tech status of the African continent. But then right now, I'd like to know, what role do you think technology can play in terms of improving the talent to employer matching in Africa? And of course, I'd like you to also mention some successful tech solutions that you think can drive that conversation.
Very good. I think online job portals or job boards provide a platform for employers to post their job listings or for job seekers to search for opportunities. These job boards actually can help reach a very wide pool of candidates, and they make it easier for employers to find qualified applicants. Some good examples of online job boards in Africa are Jobberman, Brighter Monday, Careers 24. Secondly, I think mobile technology, can be quite effective because it is widely used in Africa. And if certain platforms can be developed to leverage mobile technology, such as WhatsApp, to match job seekers with potential employers, that could be quite effective. Thirdly, I think skills assessments can definitely help to identify the skills and strengths of job seekers. With assessments, you can match them with appropriate job opportunities. These assessments can be delivered online or using several technology platforms to provide this service. Lastly, I think virtual career fairs is a big one. You can use that technology to connect job seekers with potential employers in a virtual setting. These events can be attended from anywhere with an internet connection, and they can help to reach a very wide pool of candidates. A good example of a virtual career fair that has been successful in Africa was the Jobberman Virtual Career Fair. And I think finally, online recruitment agencies use technology a lot to match job seekers with the potential employers. And these agencies typically use algorithms and data to effectively match the best suited job seekers with employment opportunities, thereby increasing your relevance and saving the employer both time and money.
Yes, so talking about improving relevance, most especially for the African talents themselves, because we've already mentioned the different stakeholders along the chain. So what about these talents who have potential but then are not well positioned? Now, how can they improve their own employability status and, of course, put themselves at a vantage position in terms of success? Because, of course, we are in a very competitive African market.
Yes, it is very competitive. But the good news is that there are a lot of ways, right? So first, you need to develop the in-demand skills. So focus on looking for skills that are high in demand in the job market. This can be achieved by taking the relevant courses and training programs, volunteering, or even just participating in internships. You also need to build a professional network, which is very crucial for finding job opportunities and building relationships with potential employers. You can do this, attend industry events, join professional associations, or just use social media to connect with industry professionals. Also, create a strong online presence. Build a strong LinkedIn profile, maintain an up-to-date resume, create a personal website or blog that showcases your skills. Gain that work experience. I know it's kind of a catch-22, but work experience is very important for demonstrating your skills and building a track record of success. And you can gain this work experience through internships, volunteering, or just doing freelance work. You also have to be very adaptable. You should be willing to adapt, to the changing job market conditions by staying up to date with the industry trends, getting some new skills, and just being generally open to new opportunities. I think two other things you need to do: communicate effectively. Effective communication skills are extremely important in the workplace. You should focus on improving your communication skills, written and verbal, and also practice active listening. And I think finally, and very importantly, you need to demonstrate a strong work ethic, by being punctual, reliable, and willing to take on new responsibilities. You should also be very willing to work hard and go above and beyond to achieve success in whatever role you find yourself.
All right. So for African companies, most especially those who are growing and coming up to speed now, how do you think that they can attract and retain talents from other parts of the world? And how can they also maintain a bit of balance? Because we know of talks or situations where people feel their jobs are being threatened, or the jobs that should come to them are being given to expatriates or people from other countries. So how do we first attract those kind of talents from other countries to grow the African indigenous industries? How do we maintain a balance, and what are the benefits that could come from that sort of confluence?
So I think the first one is offer a competitive compensation and benefits package where possible, that is in line with the global standard. Try to create a supportive work environment that values diversity and inclusion, which is critical for attracting and retaining international talent. Companies should provide opportunities for professional development, flexible work arrangements, and good work-life balance. You should also provide opportunities for cultural immersion, such as language classes, local events, and travel. This can also help international talent feel a lot more comfortable in the new environment. I think you should also build a very strong employer brand by highlighting your mission, your values, and your culture. This can also attract talent who share similar values and are looking for meaningful work experience on the continent. And finally, you want to use technology to connect with the talent. So, social media, online job platforms, use that to reach out to the talent. And there's a lot of benefits from doing that, right? You can get a lot of diverse perspectives and ideas from this international talent. We can help you, innovate and solve some complex problems that you might have. And there's an increased cultural awareness, which makes you better equipped to navigate the global markets. You can also showcase your reputation by attracting and retaining international talent. You are enhancing your company's global reputation, and just makes it easier for you to compete in the global marketplace.
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
With this, there are some challenges. Okay. Just mention them very quickly. Immigration and visa regulations, obviously, are big ones. Cultural differences and just language barriers. But overall, it can be a competitive advantage if you can get international talent into your company.
All right. Earlier on, in one of your responses, you said that the market is evolving, times are changing, goals and aspirations are also changing, even the demands in the market are also, of course, changing. So in the confluence of this evolution, what are the key critical skills and qualities that you feel that the African market or companies are looking out for, and how do you think that these talents can better position themselves and exhibit these traits so that they could be better picks?
So employers in Africa are looking for job candidates with a combination of technical skills, soft skills, and personal qualities. To go deeper, employers are looking for candidates with technical skills that are relevant to the job position. So this could include skills in areas such as coding, digital marketing, data analysis, and project management. Soft skills such as communication, teamwork, problem solving, and adaptability are also highly valued. Employers are also looking for candidates who can take on leadership roles and drive results. Employers are also looking for candidates who can work effectively in diverse environments and navigate cultural differences. And finally, many African employers are looking for candidates with an entrepreneurial mindset who can think creatively and take risks. And in order to best demonstrate the skills and qualities, job seekers should tailor their resumes and cover letters to the job position, and also emphasize the experiences that are relevant to those requirements. You should also be prepared to provide examples during the interviews and demonstrate a willingness to learn. And just build out strong professional network and seek out mentorship opportunities so that you can showcase your skills a lot better.
All right, so finally, before I let you go, Gabriel, what is your prospect, what probably next 3, 4, 5 years for the African market? Because you've talked about the use of technology and what role technology can go in harnessing and bringing about some sort of closeness in terms of the right talents for the right jobs placement. So what do you think the African market will be in the next 3, 4, 5 years?
So I think there's a lot of promise in the African market. If we're able to bridge the skills gap, the human capital is there. If the right skills are transferred or delivered into the market and effective matching is executed, I do believe that Africa has a really, really promising employment or job market over the next 3 to 5 years. It will take a lot of collaboration. It will take a lot of listening. It will take a lot of dedication and devotion to bridging that skills gap. But once that can be done, I'm actually quite optimistic about the future of the African job market.
All right, thank you so much, Gabriel, for being so resourceful on the show this morning. Appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
And you too. You're welcome. Now, as the world becomes increasingly connected, it is important to ensure that talent is not limited by geography and that employers can access the best candidates regardless of where they are located. Now, Africa cannot be left behind in this conversation, and that is why it actually becomes imperative to breed the next set of talents with prerequisite skills needed for today's technology-driven businesses. And that can also help Africa's growth in terms of its markets accelerate in real time. That is the end of Business Edge for today. You can follow us on our social media platforms at New Central TV is the handle. You can visit our social media platforms and, of course, download our mobile app on App Store and Play Store. Our website is www.newcentral.africa. Thank you so much for being part of today's edition of the show. Tomorrow is another time. My name is Lekan Onabanjo. Have a lovely day.